The federal government has reaffirmed zero tolerance for insecurity. Ogun State cut the disbursement of funds to state-owned primary and secondary school students. Denmark starts enlisting women into the armed forces. The federal government has reaffirmed its zero tolerance for insecurity. This is as President Bo's decision of Mr. President was communicated by the Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, in Abuja on Wednesday. He said Mr. President also reiterated his directive to the defense to ensure that the children abducted in Kaduna State are rescued and reunited safely with their families. The Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited said it is not losing its battle to oil theft. This is as it says it is incorporating all security agencies into single platform, including private security and final solutions to oil theft. The Group Chief Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mr. Mile Kyari, stated this in Abuja on Wednesday. According to him, no nation surrenders the protection of such critical assets, which are the source of income, to non-state actors. He said from 2020 also removed 4,876 illegal connection pipelines out of 5,470 that were discovered. As part of efforts to cushion the effect of the current economic status, the government at the center has commenced the distribution of the 42,000 metric tons of grains in the seven focal points of state capitals of the northwestern states. The man that calls the shot at the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Safety made this known in Abuja. The minister, who did not give details of the distribution as a result of what he described as security reasons, said the ministry is currently working with the Office of the National Security Advisor, Malam Nuhu Ribadu, and other national security outfits to address the country. Meanwhile, the Apex Bank has handed over 100 billion naira worth of fertilizers to the Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security to boost production across the country. The CBN boss, Dr. Olayemi Cardozo, handed the 2.15 million bags of fertilizers to the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Mr. Abubakar Kyari, in Abuja. This, according to him, was because a substantial portion of household expenditure in Nigeria is allocated towards food and non-alcoholic beverages. It meant that while the CBN had been implementing several measures to curb inflation in the short term, the inflationary pressures had remained predominantly driven by escalating food prices. The CBN boss, however, pointed out that while current inflationary pressures might persist, the government anticipates substantial elevation by the third quarter in 2020. On the home front, in fulfillment of his promise to the people, Governor Dr. Abiodun on Wednesday commenced the disbursement of the sum of 10,000 naira, known as EduCash, to students of public primary and secondary schools across the state to cushion the effects of the economic hardship rocking the nation. The disbursement exercise, supervised by the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology, led by its Commissioner, Professor Abayomi Aribabu, was flagged off in some of the public schools in the Ogun Central Senatorial District, whereby that number of parents received directly on their phones. Some of the schools visited include Baptist Girls College, Idiaba, Abeokuta Grammar School, Idiaba, and African Church Grammar School, Itaeko, in Abeokuta South Local Government, as well as Unity High School, Agoka, Baptist Boys High School, Shaje, Ebenezer Grammar School, Elega, and St. Peter's College, Olumowe, in Abeokuta North Local Government. While addressing the parents of the beneficiaries, the Commissioner for Education, Science and Technology, Professor Aribabu, said the cash disbursement meant for the indigent students was part of Governor Abiodun's agenda of enhancing and listening to the midday news on OGBC 90.5 FM. Denmark will call up women as well as men as it expands conscription to respond to Europe's changing security climate. Danish Prime Minister Mrs. Mette Frederiksen said the revised policy was designed to increase the number of young people doing military service. Conscripts will also be expected to serve more time in the military, 11 months compared with 4 months at the moment. Mrs. Frederiksen told newsmen on Wednesday that rearming now is to avoid war and in a world where the international order is being challenged. Russia's defense ministry Thursday said that 14 Ukrainian drones were destroyed overnight over the regions of Belgorod and Kursk on the border with Ukraine. It marked the latest wave of drone attacks on Russian territory this week, ahead of presidential elections on March 15th to 17th that are still but guaranteed to earn President Vladimir Putin another 6 years in power. The Defense Ministry said in a statement that 11 drones were shot down over the region of Belgorod and 3 over the region of Kursk. On Tuesday and Wednesday, dozens of Ukrainian drones targeted several regions, including oil refineries, hundreds of kilometers from the front line in the regions of Rian and Nimitz. Thailand's former Prime Minister, Mr. Thaksin Shinawatra, visited his hometown in the kingdom's north last Thursday as he made his first public appearance since being freed early from a jail sentence for graft and abuse of power. The controversial billionaire, twice elected premier and ousted in a 2006 military coup, prayed at the Bangkok City Pillar Shrine before flying by private jet to Chiang Mai for a 3-day trip. Alongside him was Bangkok taxi driver Faisal, who had journeyed to see the former politician. He called the PM of my heart. Mr. Thaksin planted a sapling at the park to mark his visit and released Fiwa Lake as a Buddhist act of merrymaking. While in the north, Mr. Thaksin was and prayed at the graves of his relatives. Residents have been evacuated after a fire broke out at flats in Edinburgh in the early hours of this Thursday. The Scottish Fire and Rescue Service (SFRS) sent 9 fire engines and a height appliance to the scene after the alarm was raised. Around 45 firefighters have been tackling the blaze, with Scotland Police also at the scene. The residents of the flat have commended the fire and the building has been fully evacuated and there were no reports of any injuries. On sport, Super Eagles Ademola Lookman and Cyril Dessers will hope to help their respective clubs secure a place in the quarter-finals of the UEFA League this Thursday. Lookman will welcome Portuguese over Sporting Lisbon for a second leg encounter after the reverse fixture saw a 1-1 draw a week ago. For Dessers, he and his Rangers teammates will be hoping to make the home advantage count as they win Benfica following a 3-2 draw on the first leg. Dessers, who is Rangers' top scorer, failed to hit the target in the last 3 games, and Lookman will be keen to score his first European goal for his club. Democracy, if well practiced, can be a springboard for development. Let's make the best use of ours. To end the midday news, another look at the major items. The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Alhaji Mohammed Idris, in Abuja on Wednesday, said the government, under the leadership of President Bola Tinubu, is not giving room to kidnappers and other criminalities. The education program of Ogun State, Prince Dapo Abiodun, commenced on Wednesday. The education program of Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, commenced on Wednesday as part of measures to cushion the effects of the current economic situation. You also heard that Denmark will call up women as well as men as it expands conscription to changing security climate. The midday news was edited by Adi